My name is Simon McNair and I'm a research fellow at the Centre for Decision Research.
My name is Vedran, and I'm one of the PhD students at the Center for Decision Research.
This year, the 26th Subjective Probability, Utility and Decision Making Conference is taking place in Israel at the end of August. And SPUDM, as we like to call it, is the foremost European conference that brings together academics who are interested in judgment and decision making research. And the conference showcases research across a wide variety of topics, including areas such as financial decision making, medical decision making, and risk communication, for example.
The members of the CDR have been attending a SPUDM conference for the last couple of years. And on the last SPUDM conference, co-director of the Center for Decision Research, Barbara Summer, gave a presidential address that was presented to all the members of SPUDM conference.
At this year's conference, I'll be presenting research that I've done with my collaborator from Adelaide Business School, Arvid Hoffman. And in this research, we've looked at the idea of consumer vulnerability and particularly how that's related to financial outcomes. And one of the main findings of the research is that we've managed to pinpoint some salient psychological characteristics that seem to explain or be able to explain the link between being more of a vulnerable consumer and having more negative financial outcomes, such as higher levels of debt, for instance. And the reason that we think that this is important and interesting is because we can use those insights to inform practitioners who might be working with vulnerable consumers as to what kinds of support or advice might be most effective in mitigating the negative influences that being a vulnerable consumer can have on people's financial outcomes.
In this year's SPUDMs, I'll be presenting a research in a collaboration with Professor Wendy Brundebrun, with Matthew Davis, Ines Azevedo, and Tamar Krishnamurti. And it's a group of researchers that we focused on researching how to help consumers perceived information related to energy use more accurately. So the research focuses on providing a simple information such as reference points before consumers kind of see the information about their electricity use at the appliance level. And also what is important about this research is because topic of energy use is really difficult area for consumers to face. So any type of information that could additionally help them understand it, it's beneficial. So the main findings of our study was that consumers do indeed use the reference points given, and that multiple reference points, 2 or 3 reference points, can really make a difference in the way how they perceive information about their electricity use. So that's one of kind of the key addresses, that when you design effective feedback for communications in the future, you might be as well include specific reference points that help consumers make better decisions about their electricity use.
Besides myself and Vedran, we've got a number of other Centre for Decision Research colleagues who are also presenting at SPUDM this year. For instance, Yasmina Okan will be presenting on the topic of medical decision making, and Yasmina's research concerns how people understand information that's presented on graphs. And her research aims to inform how we might better design graphs so that they more clearly convey information about things like medical risks, for instance. Otherwise, Wendy Brundebrun is also presenting her research on public perceptions of climate change impacts in the UK. And also Sonia Perkovic is presenting her research in which she's developing a new method of information search analysis using eye tracking.
Some other colleagues, such as Astrid Kaus, is giving a presentation on behavioral decision making and climate change session. And she will be discussing how different frame choices influence and reveal climate change beliefs. Barbara Summers is giving a presentation on interaction of ethics and law in tax decision making in a session of nudge and apply decision making.
So this is my 3rd time presenting at SPUDM, and one of the main reasons that I look forward to going to SPUDM is that I've always found it to be a very collegiate forum in which to present your research. And I think that that's particularly important for early career researchers, because I typically have found that the responses to talks and presentations are very constructive rather than argumentative, and that can help early career researchers to build their confidence whenever they are talking in these public forums. The other reasons that I really like SPUDM is that I find that it strikes a really good balance between having academic theoretical research and more applied research. So you can get a really good sense as to how decision research is being used or could be used by professionals who want to develop the policies or the practices or the procedures of their businesses.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I'm also looking forward to see is a couple of colleagues as well that representing research there, and just get more information about how my peers are doing in the same field. And also I'm looking forward to see the social aspect of SPUDM, which has been kind of famous as well, because they always take care of that we have enough time to explore the culture of the place that we are visiting, but also to kind of to see one of the beauties of the place. And this year will be in Haifa in Israel.